as I say it, some people are going to be really, really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, I can tell you got a gift, son. I can tell, but I don't want you to be the struggling pastor.
You just have to do the thing.
Don't think you can get out of the integration just because you're going into congregational leadership.
Okay. And it worked.
What if, whatever space that I'm in, what if where I'm supposed to go next is not dependent on what I see right now?
No.
And a lot of times we wait for the big moment instead of making the moments count that you have.
Yeah.
So that when the big moment comes,
absolutely,
you're delivering something bulletproof. And you got to be able to deliver.
You have to be able to make it work. How do I prepare? I said, here's the number one way.
As a business owner or entrepreneur of any sort, any type, content can be something that can be elusive. It can be, I don't really know where it fits in my overall strategy and my overall workflow. Is it top of funnel, bottom of funnel? What is a funnel? All of these questions are always lurking for the content entrepreneur or for those who are just looking to get more leads for their business. One of the things that I've come to realize as I work with coaching clients who have many different reasons why they approach content is that there is the thing that you started it for, and then there are the things that you actually receive as benefits. And sometimes they match, a lot of times they don't. And in one particular instance, we had a client who, like we talked about in the last episode, had a number of lurkers in their LinkedIn live stream. Every Sunday, this guy would go live, and these lurkers would just watch and say nothing. And so a person reached out to him, and of course, as part of his intake process, he asked them, how did you, I used to watch, Sunday live every Sunday. I've never seen your name pop up. Oh, I never commented. For almost a year. And it's crazy that again is one of those fringe benefits. Again, can you plan for it?
Right.
Not really.
Right.
But if you never put the content out, then you never benefit.
Right.
One of the things we want to talk about today in today's episode is how do you make that a part of your strategy? How can you leverage for what may be a benefit and may not be a benefit? Like, how do you leverage it could be a benefit.
Because there's no guarantee, essentially.
Exactly. And with us today, we have on the couch, Pierre Quinn. What's going on, my guy?
Man, it's been a long time coming.
Oh, my word. This guy is a speaker. He is a coach. He is a leadership a trainer. He is a thought leader in that space. You've got a number of awards as well, right? I'm not going to name all of them, 30 under 30, Guru's List, different things like that. But he is the client I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Okay. Am I lying?
I mean, you're telling the truth.
That story was your story.
That's a true story.
Come on, plot twist.
Come on, plot twist. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. And so we're gonna dive deep today to talk through some of the things how you're using content as part of your strategy for gaining leads, but also just expanding your reach.
Yeah.
And expanding your business. And we're excited about that. This is the How It All Works podcast. I'm your host, Kirk Nugent. This is my lovely co-host,
Taina Nixon.
And man, we're glad that you're back again. Go ahead and drop a comment in the chat right now. Just let us know how things are going. What is one thing that you've taken away from one of our episodes that has helped you? We want to hear from you, and we want to prime that pump right here at the beginning of the episode. But as we dive in, just talk to us a little bit, Pierre, about your background. I know that comes with so many different angles, but you are a speaker. I think that's probably the top thing that you're known for curryou But how did you get there? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Do you want us to go all the way back
to
1999?
No.
You want us to go back that far?
No. Did you say 1999?
1999.
99.
I was a freshman in college.
No, but let's Okay. Let's flash forward a couple of years. Let's talk about. Anyway, you made the pivot into the speaking world. And then you found a lane for yourself in terms of how to make that speaker world work for you. Yeah. And you did some what I would call unorthodox things in order to make that happen. So talk, I guess, more about that trajectory and that line of activity.
There's so many ways that we can jump into the conversation. I think one of the just big transitional moments for me was actually when I was graduating from seminary. So This is 2012.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more recent in the timeline. 2012.
Not 99.
No, not 99. So while in seminary, well, undergrad the first time, then grad school, I did a master's of communication.
There we go.
As part of my training in my master's of
Come on, master's of communication. All right. So there was some things there already.
Yeah, it was there. It was there. So I started teaching the freshman's hybrid course. It was part introduction to speaking, part introduction to human communication.
Right.
So I was teaching that course in grad school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I come back to grad school. I do seminary. I get my old job back teaching.
Nice.
3 years, life is crazy. I'm teaching at 2 universities, Andrews University and Indiana University, South Bend.
Wow.
I'm a full-time seminary student. I have
Wow.
pastoral responsibilities.
Wow. And you're teaching in 2 different. Wow.
So
okay.
the life is integrated. And I think, I don't know if I really thought about that integration until right now.
Okay.
Because I always talk about the post-integration, but not while I was in school.
Right.
So I was finishing school, and the chair of the department said, hey, stay here. We'll find you a local university. Maybe you go to Notre Dame or Western to do your PhD. We want you to teach for us full time.
Wow.
And I was like, listen, I went to school for 3 years. I'm going to be somebody's pastor somewhere. That's what I'm going to do. And she said, okay, I understand. Will you give us your final lecture on your philosophy of teaching and learning?
Okay.
I'll call an assembly.
Okay.
They named it, and this was the first time they had done it. They named it Ed Talks.
Okay.
Like this play on
That's cute.
on TED Talks, right?
Yeah.
Ed Talks.
And
Okay.
then,
I like
you
that.
can pull it up in the Internet Archives. It's
there.
still there.
That's
thing.
so cute. Okay.
Yeah. So I do this talk. It's maybe about 25 minutes or so, and it's about my teaching experience, my idea of learning, my philosophy of leadership, all rolled into one. It was maybe 100 people or so in the lecture hall, and I finish.
Wow.
I walk off the stage, and there are 3 distinct conversations that I have. One was with our friend Heather Thompson Day. Kirk. She said she was a grad student at the time. I think she was doing her PhD.
She's killing the game too.
And she said, hey, have you ever thought about speaking professionally? I said, well, I'm going to go be a pastor. She said, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
He's like, I am going to speak professionally as a pastor.
It's kind of what
I thought about speaking professionally, like outside of that. And I said, nah, not really. She said, you should.
Ooh,
because you're good.
come on.
So that was in my mind.
Yeah.
A professor walked up to me, I think from the social work department. He just shook his head. He said, don't lose that.
Ooh,
Whatever that is, don't lose that.
man.
And it's another conversation. I can't quite remember the details of it, but I know it was really impactful. So July of 2012, I'm in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Come on.
I'm pastoring a church.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the time to talk about the fact that
No.
I'm a fully church kid.
Yeah.
But I'm also fully an entrepreneur's kid.
Yeah.
And how that
Yeah.
is all mixed in there.
Yeah. You grew up seeing the entrepreneurial
Absolutely.
lifestyle. Okay, got you.
So I'm in school, and these worlds are integrating. And now I'm in my pastoral assignment trying to figure out how to continue the integration. And I said, there has to be opportunities. There has to be opportunities for me to speak and do the things that I was doing in higher ed for 6 years or so, outside of just my pulpit on the weekends.
Talk about it.
What are those opportunities?
Talk about it.
For me to use my gifts and my calling in this way.
Yeah.
And I just started pursuing those with reckless abandon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And talk about, so what are some of those avenues? Because it's, I know several of them were online, but of course several of them were in person as well.
Yeah.
So what were some of those avenues that you were
Can
pursuing?
you put a pin in that? Don't forget his question.
Yeah.
You don't forget your question.
No, I won't forget it.
But I wanted to ask, why were you wanting to pursue those other avenues? Like, what was happening in you for you? I'm a coach. I'm a mindset coach. Right. So I'm very curious about sort of what's happening in the background. You're a pastor, like you said. You went to school to be a pastor. You're gonna pastor somewhere. You are pastoring somewhere.
Yeah.
Why are you still seeking other avenues?
There's a I love the coaching element.
Come on.
I'm in the room with coaches. Getting this free coaching, y'all.
Let's go.
There were some unique things that happened to me growing up. So one was seeing our favorite pastoral family struggle.
Oh man.
My favorite pastor was pound for pound, and if I won't mention his name, but pound for pound was one of the most gifted, talented, called individuals.
Wow. I see.
And seeing that family struggle at different times, just because of the sheer size of the family. They had a really large family.
Okay.
He's pastoring like 3 churches.
Wow.
He's conference evangelist. He's gone.
Yeah.
Right. And I know as a kid I don't understand it. As I got older, I understand. He's gone partially because that's the gift and the calling.
Yeah.
And partially because this is the way that he provides.
Absolutely.
For his family.
Yeah.
16, regular church kid stuff. You start speaking in church, people start saying stuff. You should be a pastor, all of that. And my dad was like, I can tell you got a gift, son. I can tell. But I don't want you to be the struggling pastor.
Ooh.
This is what my dad said to me as a teenager.
Wow.
And I didn't really embrace it. Right? Maybe at 44, I'm starting to. Maybe. My dad said, your gifts are too great for you to struggle in that way.
My. There's so many ways we can go.
So many, right? So let's fast forward. I'm finishing grad school the second time. I'm sitting down with the chair of the communication department at Andrews University.
Right.
And she says, in coaching fashion, so what do you want to do and what do you believe is possible?
Wow. That's such a freeing question.
I like that question.
And I said to her, Dr.
Possible?
Delise Stain, this short South African woman, what do you believe is possible, Pierre? I said, I believe that it is possible to be an effective pastor.
Come on.
An effective speaker.
Okay.
And an effective teacher all at the same time.
Wow.
And not just in the space of being a pastor in my congregation.
Yeah.
I feel that it's possible to have that impact because what I'm really articulating, my life has been just this myriad of integration.
Right.
And it's not really clear at this moment.
Yeah. But
I think it's possible.
What I understand though, and I knew this going into seminary, I knew this going into pastoral ministry, I knew 2 things very clearly, very distinctly. I was not going to be a career full-time, retire as a congregational leader.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew that entrepreneurship would be a part of my pastoral journey in some way because I come from that on both sides of my family. And I knew that teaching people how to do what I've done or the insights from my experience would have to be integrated into it as well.
Yeah.
And I just left teaching full time,
right?
Stepping into pastoral ministry, and my life is saying at that moment, "Oh, don't think you can get out of the integration just because you're going into congregational leadership."
Okay.
So I started leading with that lens, not at first because skepticism. I'm afraid. What are people going to say?
Right.
All the things, all the mindset,
the norms, right? What is expected? Yeah.
And I remember actually leaning into those experiences early on. And one of the first things that I started doing, I started experimenting with my content from a devotional standpoint.
Come on.
So I would do devotionals. And then every so often, I would start to sprinkle in just generic leadership content.
Yeah.
Just sort of playing with.
Yeah.
I want people to see me. Because I knew at that place in my city, Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it wasn't just Bowling Green. I had 3 churches, 4 at one time.
Mercy.
There's a lot of church. There's a lot of church in a small Southern Bible Belt town. There's a ton of churches. You can throw a rock. I mean, we're sitting there now. You throw a rock, you hit a church.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I remember one of my first ministerial alliance meetings. You meet all the pastors from the city. I'm the young guy at 30, 31 coming in. They're going, and one of the first introductions, one of the pastors asked me, he said, "So what do you do?" I said, "Well, I'm the pastor of the Cottage Chapel Church on this side." Woo, woo, woo. He said, "Okay, what else do you do?"
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because in the context that I come from,
That's the
You're
answer.
a full-time pastor.
That-
That's
right.
what you do.
That's it.
In the spiritual leadership context I was now implanted in, you don't just pastor a church.
Oh, good.
You pastor a church and you're a barber.
Oh, okay.
You pastor a church and you're a mechanic.
Interesting.
You pastor a church and you have a full-time corporate job.
What?
Partially because in many of the spaces, they can't sustain a full-time salary.
I see. Right. Wow.
And even when that's not the
bivocational.
case, you got to
Right.
be bivocational.
Yeah.
But even when that's not the case, they never wanted to lose what they cultivated up to this point.
Got you.
They wanted to find a way to integrate it into the ministry they were doing.
love that,
So I went.
So you were set up low key
Yeah.
for
Listen,
for that
real talk.
integration
Listen.
because you could have been in another place, right? In
so what
another
was the
space where
answer?
that was frowned upon.
Yeah.
Because that is a thing.
That's
Oh.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
and like no accidents.
Exactly. Exactly.
There were different options, different places,
Right.
and
That you could have been planted.
Doors closing.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how did I end up here of all places?
Wow.
So you're saying God did?
This is the perfect space
Yeah.
for what God was looking to cultivate.
Okay.
That's absolutely amazing.
The crucible, the incubator for what was necessary. That my first. You fast forward a little bit, so I'm doing the videos and experimenting with leadership content, and I hold on to this idea of I want to lean into leadership. Now, here's the reason why. I come from higher ed. I'm now full-time pastor. I don't understand. Besides book knowledge, we don't have time.
No. Yeah.
I am now in the laboratory of spiritual leadership. I'm a northern kid.
Okay.
Let's do the full context.
And you're in the South.
I'm a northern kid.
In the
My
Bible
father's
Belt.
from Mississippi.
Okay.
My mother's from Arkansas.
Okay.
I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm transplanted in the South without any contextual reference. How do I lead? I got 2 graduate degrees, and I'm in spaces where people don't even have high school diplomas.
Thank you.
So that whole
The context.
that 3-ring binder of how amazing the things are. Yeah,
Throw it out.
Just
Yeah.
put that in the dumpster. That ain't gonna work here.
Wow.
So I had to learn the context, and I learned it through conversation. I learned it through virtual mentors. I learned it through research. And as I was coalescing my notes together, I was sharing it with friends, and somebody said, "Hey, you should probably turn that into a book."
Talk about it.
Turn it into a book. Why? Who's gonna the same mindset? Who's gonna read it? Who's gonna that whole craziness?
Yeah.
Man, I spent my last $200.
Last
$200.
Talk about it.
Turning this loose collection of notes into a book. And as soon as I dropped it, less than a week later, I got a phone call. Because once I got I know y'all know about the whole process of self-publishing.
Yes,
Right.
Amazon.
Right.
yes.
So for those of you who don't know, back in
and
the
a book is
day,
content, by the way. Continue. What was the name of the book, BT Dubs?
Leading While Green.
Leading Wild Green.
I had enough money left to purchase 5 author copies of the book on Amazon.
Wow.
And one of my virtual mentors said a book is nothing but a $2.50 business card. Why? Because that's how much it costs to print a book. So I got enough to buy 5 author copies. I snap a picture of those 5 author copies, put that on Facebook. I'm so excited that my book is about to be released.
Yeah.
I got an email or phone call, can't remember, about a week later. Hey, we're having a leadership conference.
Why don't you come and speak?
Can you come?
Nice.
And can you bring some copies of your book? Now, I can't bring copies of my book because I got 5.
I was gonna say you only got 5.
I got 5. And they said, "Oh, okay, we'll prepay for the books.
Nice.
Come pick up the check."
There we go. Now you talking.
Ooh.
Now you talking.
We'll prepay for the books.
So I take these. So I'm building an ecosystem that I don't understand
Yeah.
at this point. I'm dropping leadership videos.
Yeah.
I have leadership notes that I turn into a book. I turn my celebration on my book into a social media post. The social media post becomes an opportunity to speak.
It's a lead. Yeah.
When I speak,
Sell your books.
I sell books. I take pictures. Those pictures become a new post.
That's right.
New DMs for me to and it just
kept
continues
going.
And continues and continues and continues and continues.
Well, folks, that's our episode. This is all we wanted you to know. This is how it works. This is how it all works. Okay.
Oh my word. I'm done. I don't even have words for you, brother.
That's fantastic.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
I still listen.
Do you remember the question that you pinned?
He answered already.
Oh, he did.
Remember, because I said, what are the types of content you were playing with?
Okay,
and he answered it. By saying these are these are some.
Can I come back to the mindset piece?
Please. I have more, by the way.
But I know y'all. Yes, I know y'all don't have this issue. I know none of the people in the How It All Works community has this issue.
Yeah, as you preface it,
right.
Everybody's leaning in right now.
When I go back to those first videos, when I go back to those first videos,
talk about it.
When I thumb through that author's copy of Leading While Green, the book, the first printing of the book was maybe 110 pages.
Yeah.
It was 110 pages, typos on 102 of them pages.
Mercy.
Talk about it.
Right?
Please free somebody else
102
right
pages.
now.
Because $200, you had to stretch it. So
Right.
that was one pass of an editor.
Right.
That's the design of the cover. That's the design of the layout.
Come on.
I stretched that.
Come on.
You remember Upwork? I stretched
remember.
that. I stretched that $200.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing about it, because people would let me know you got mistakes on this page.
Oh wow.
All of the things. And I didn't let that discourage me because I know where I was starting.
Right.
That wasn't my destination.
Right.
It was part of the process.
Right.
And y'all, I can't tell you how many organizations said to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, Pierre. I ain't even read the book.
Oh.
But I saw the cover.
Yeah.
And the concept so resonated with me. I knew we had to bring you in.
That's
it.
Oh.
Wow.
Like, for no other reason. This is the cheat code.
While they worried about typos, them folks didn't even read. They didn't even read it to know there was typos in the book.
They didn't even read it.
Wow.
Man.
You just have to do the thing.
And that's
bro.
That is sometimes the biggest challenge. I had a mentor in seminary, super smart guy. He's a pastor in Canada, Andre Anderson. And he said something to me when I first got into my first pastoral assignment. He said, when the world catches up to how good you are, people will be put on notice.
Got it.
So when I coach people, I twisted it a little bit. I tell people now, when you start to believe how good you actually are, the world will be put on notice.
When you start to believe.
Because that's the as a person thinketh.
So
that's going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I come and sit in your studio, and we joke about this all the time because we've been friends for since the 90s. It's
the
easy
90s,
for me.
it's just
it's
the 90s.
easy for me to come into a space. Like this is a real object lesson. It's easy for me to come into this space and see cameras and lights and buttons and painted walls and all the tech, and to go home.
Yeah.
Cause I got a curtain. I got a blackout curtain behind me. It's easy for me to go home and say, "Well, I shouldn't try."
Yeah,
because it doesn't look like
this.
The How It All Works podcast,
right?
But what if whatever space that I'm in, what if where I'm supposed to go next is not dependent on what I see right now?
No. Yeah, that's good.
That's the whole video I shot like 5 years ago talking about when you started. It was a closet.
Yeah, it was a closet for sure.
And some of us are stuck in the closet of, we're stuck in the closet of possibilities.
Yeah.
And we keep the door locked because of all of the things. We look at everybody else around us, or the one that's even a bit more uncomfortable. We look at the fact that the people who are closest to us have never done the thing.
Yeah. So you don't have a reference. And you almost don't even believe that it's possible. This is gold. This is gold, brother. I do want to take a little bit of a turn. Not what you've shared so far. Yeah, absolute gold.
Turn it.
I do think that there is somebody out there who's wondering. What were the things that you did and what were the results? So you talked about the book. You talked about the book.
Yeah.
And we talked about some of that stuff. And we kind of you gave us the full story of how you got there.
Yeah.
But what's working today? What does that strategy look like today from a content perspective? You have a podcast. Do you have regular lives that you do? And then what is that strategy? You're in town right now for a speaker conference. Like what does that look like today from a strategy standpoint?
I love how you frame the question of what does that look like today? Because the things that I was doing a couple of years ago, I don't do them right now.
No.
I don't do them in the same way.
Right.
And even as I'm coaching people based on where I was. Not based on where I am.
No.
I'm not going to give you steps for 5-6 miles down the road.
Right.
You can't run around the corner.
Exactly.
Right. So today, there was something that I heard from a speaker agent that I work to as much as possible to continue to refine. And the speaker agent said, when we're looking at speakers, when our clients are looking at speakers, we are looking for individuals who have posted content at least once in the past 7 days that talks about.
Can we pause here? What have we been? All right. Okay.
No, but that's okay. Keep going because now y'all know that we're not lying. We're not making this stuff up.
Mercy.
Okay.
Please.
Once in the last 7 days.
Once in the past 7 days. That either. Wow. And this is just strictly from the speaking standpoint.
Right.
That's either you on stage or someone who has heard you on stage or you talking about something that you could potentially talk about on stage.
There you go.
And she said, if you're not giving us anything new or fresh within the past 7 days or so, we doubt whether or not you can provide value for our audience.
Yeah. That is totally fair.
That's fair. That is balanced. But that is insight. And I would dare say that speaker agent is not different from a brand.
Correct.
Is not different.
That's exactly where I was going. Yeah. I was going to say, if you've watched us long enough, and even if you haven't, you should go back because we talk about this in the sense of generating content in general.
Exactly.
Whatever it is that you want to be known for, whatever you want people to associate your online presence with needs to be present on, and I called it on the first chapter of your social media, right?
Yeah, right
when
there.
someone first opens your Instagram, for example, that first page before they scroll should have some example of all the integrations that you want to be known for.
Mercy.
So for me, that started with being an influencer, and I had certain lanes as an influencer that I wanted to be known for.
Those are your buckets, right?
Motherhood, womanhood, lifestyle. So, and at least 3 of those little squares on my Instagram needed to reflect that lane so that when a brand came on there, they could see it. And it worked. It worked. I got fashion because here's me doing a get ready with me. You know that I know how to do this. You know I know how to put a fit together.
Come on, talk about it.
Here go me with my kid at the playground, and I'm giving you a life insight that I got from him doing whatever. Here's me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And then from there, as you're integrating those different pieces, you need to also be integrating it into your content. If your content was only your book, then it'd be like, okay, well maybe he's just an author. Like maybe that's just the thing that he does.
Mercy.
And maybe he doesn't really. Maybe he's not great showing up in person. Some people write books because that's where they can express themselves.
So true. So true.
And if that's it, then we don't necessarily want to put them behind a podium. Because what are they going to say?
Yeah, it might be a dud. So but having both gives people a further window into that world. That's so good, man.
I mean, it goes back to what you were saying before, the story about doing the lives, you know,
and the lurker,
It's, first of all, I'm sure you talked about this on the pod. The numbers don't tell the whole story.
Last episode,
they make it. Listen, they not.
That was our last episode.
So you don't really know
story.
You don't really know. For me, and I watch now. There's a chef that I watch on IG.
Yeah,
he's just making simple recipes. And I really love how he's framing this up, and I've been wanting to try a couple things. But something clicked a couple years ago that I started to understand, and I really embrace this concept. There's another reason why I create content, especially as a speaker. I create content because I'm not always on stage. So if I'm not always on stage, how do I keep practicing my craft?
Right.
That's gold. How do I
make a video
of
me talking?
Right.
Like that's lab. It's workshop.
That's
it.
it.
It doesn't necessarily have to be polished or refined.
No.
But for me, I can work on cadence. I can work on new topics. I can work on transitions.
Yeah.
I can see what resonates. And then what resonates, it's almost in a way like how comics in the Chitlin circuit, they try out a joke.
Yeah.
So you try out a story or you try out a framework online, and the one that resonates, just repost it.
That's right.
Okay, we're pulling this to the main stage.
That's
it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we wait for the big
opportunity. Ooh.
Instead of making the moments count that you have.
Yeah.
So that when the big moment comes,
absolutely,
you're delivering something bulletproof.
So when I walk on stage, and I spoke in Seattle maybe a couple months ago. I spoke in Seattle for a conference. Wasn't too large, about 1,000 people at this conference. I'm keynoting in the morning. The person before me takes more time than they should. But you know, when you've worked in different in White House administrations, and you have a New York Times best-selling book, and your name has cachet,
you can do that.
You can take your time.
Exactly.
The person in charge of the program comes to me and he says, "Yeah, I know we said an hour. You got 40 minutes.
Okay.
Can you do it in 45?" I looked at him and said, "I got you."
Yeah.
So how could I do it and take an hour's worth of content
and distill it,
and trim it down to 45?
Yeah.
Well, I got all these hours in the lab taking complicated leadership theories and distilling them down to 1, 2, 5, 10, 15-minute segments
in a video.
So I have muscle memory. I have content muscle memory that now I'm just extras. I know where to cut a story.
Right.
I know where to transition. I know what parts I can totally leave out because I've been practicing that over and over and over again.
This is so underrated.
And no matter what industry that you're in, no matter what camp you hang out, you're going to have those experiences where, okay, you're a chef and they say, okay, you have an hour for this cooking demonstration. No, time slip, you got 35 minutes.
Right.
You're a cosmetologist, you do hair.
Yeah.
You got 45 minutes to cut it up and show us. Sorry, we have some transitions in our program. You got 25 minutes.
You got 25.
Right.
You got
what you gonna do?
You're used to a 60-minute coaching call.
Yeah.
I apologize. For this live coaching, you only have 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And you got to be able to deliver.
You have to be able to make it work. And that's why your own laboratory of content is the gem for you to be able to work those things out. So when you step, because when the lights are on, lights are on, there's 1,000 people in the room.
Come on.
I can't start with the preamble. Oh, y'all, I had an hour. They only gave me 40 minutes. I'm upset.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
No.
40 minutes, get to work. And the clock is big on stage.
That's right.
It's counting down.
Right.
The clock is big. I love that.
It's counting down.
Oh my gosh.
And so I think we miss some of these opportunities. One, because we wanted to look like everyone else's, which is unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
Listen, a poorly edited book, a poorly edited media kit.
Come on.
And a $5-10 website.
Hey,
make
maybe a
shake.
Lot of money.
You can make something shake with that.
Maybe a lot of, and over time, you improve. I mean, how much? I mean, we could talk about it or we can't. How much money did we spend last year on gear?
Oh,
We spent a few thousand.
Yeah, in your home studio. Yeah, we spent about $2,500, maybe $3,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, to upgrade and do some things in his home studio there in Maryland. Oh yeah.
That's a long way from the folded curtain on Amazon and the white.
Thank you.
Apple
AirPods. Oh man,
string.
But you were getting it done. I love how balanced your answers are and your entire approach and your entire experience. One of the things that we have talked about on the podcast before as well is the entire social presence, what I call the digital footprint.
Yeah.
And you talk about what's in those first few squares, but it's that level of intentionality. Even just what you said a second ago in terms of, the book, the brand kit, the content that you're putting out, and the website, like you still covered the bases, even though you did it at a budget that you could afford at that time, and then you just iterate as you have more funds, you have more means, you could make it look different for the season that you're in. But the intentionality to say, look, these are the things that people are looking for. This is what gives me the credibility to get the opportunities that's going to fund me actually taking it to another level. But you don't get the opportunities until you're there.
And we've talked about this. We've said, okay, you don't have your own website yet. Boom. Is your Gmail account at least in the bio?
At least there.
They can... Right?
Yeah.
Not the Hotmail, not the chocolate beauty _04, not that.
AOL.
No.
Your name at gmail.com. At least. At you can afford that. It's free.
Minimum.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like just start where you are, but you have to start.
Yeah.
You have to do something.
It's that level of intentionality.
In order to ever get to the place where you can spend $2,000 on your studio equipment. Absolutely. You have to have started somewhere.
Oh, quinn.pierre@gmail.com.
Hello.
How I book.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But you didn't stay there. This is what I'm saying. It's like there was an intentionality at that level and at that portion of your journey, but then you went to another level as you got to another level. The other thing that I really love I don't want anybody to miss. You putting in the reps. As we said, sometimes when no one is watching can be the critical ingredient to showing up as your best self when people are watching.
Right.
When you do get the opportunity, you already got through all of the bad reps. And so now your form is, you've gotten a muscle memory. There's so many different things that you've been able to do and work on, and giving yourself that space. Ooh. You created your own stage so that you could have practice to do the things that you were going to be doing.
So coming out of the background as a faculty member,
come on,
teaching speech classes, there was a couple lessons here.
Yeah.
So one, students would ask me all the time, and my class was really simple. My comm skills was a really simple course. I mean, it's easy for the teacher to say, right? You have a midterm and you have a final. There are papers, there are daily assignments. My class was really fun. That was good. After that first semester, which was trash, the class always had high reviews. You do all that, and what ties the entire course together, there are 4 speeches. If you fail the midterm, if you fail the final, if you miss the homework assignments and some of the other supportive pieces, but you give 4 speeches, you can pass the class.
Okay.
With a pretty good grade.
Okay.
That was just the way I taught the class.
Yeah.
Nice.
Students would ask me, how do I prepare for my speeches? I said, here's the number one way.
Come on.
Practice.
Yeah.
Stand in front of that mirror and talk to yourself.
Practice.
I promise you, most of it will be worked out.
That's right.
So this is lingering in my head because when I was a senior, I had a class I was taking called Effective Presentation. It was basically the senior speech course. And I remember forgetting that I had a speech. I woke up in the morning, I have a speech today. What am I going to do? And I'm like,
I got this.
This is what I do. This is what I do. I jotted down some notes, drove to class, it was a speech on basketball.
Oh.
All right. I made up something. Speech on basketball. I handed everybody a sheet of paper at the end. I pulled the trash can.
Wow.
To the middle of the classroom.
Wow.
Oh, you killed it.
I said, everybody ball up your piece of paper.
You killed it.
Shot at close. It was good. I mean, it was good.
Come on.
It was good. And I had the professor, Dr. Luann Bauer.
Come on. When you remember the name.
Yeah. She said, it's good. This is doing notes in the peer evaluation at the end. She said, this is good. This is good. Let's chat after class. So, okay, cool. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Everybody leaves the class.
Come on.
She says, just come to my office. And she always had a legal pad, a yellow legal pad with her notes. And she's going through the notes. She's going mechanics. Okay, going through her rubric. She said the rubric is solid. She said, but I just got one question for you, Pierre. When did you write that speech? I said, this morning. She said, yeah, no, I can tell. And she says, here's my gift to you. Now, this would not fly. In 2025, with the way that higher education is structured and all of the things, this approach would not fly. And I know as I say it, some people are going to be really, really uncomfortable. But it is what it is, and it worked for me. She said to me, here's my gift to you. Until you start to take your craft seriously, you will get a C in my class.
Wow.
I do not care that you are one of the best presenters. I do not care that this comes easy for you.
No.
Until you start to take it seriously and practice,
Wow.
you will get a C in my class. Have a good day.
Ay, ay, ay.
And for us, whatever lane we're sitting in right now, the challenge is you're not taking it seriously enough to do the preparation.
Right.
You want the stage.
Yeah.
You want the viral videos.
Yeah.
You
want the leads.
You want all of that. You want people in your inbox asking, hey, are you free in February?
The comments, and you're not responding.
You want that. How do you, first of all, how do you not respond to comments?
Oh my gosh.
Don't get us started. We went on 3 different rants about that last week.
My word.
So we're not taking care of the gift or the skill or the training in the way that we should.
Yeah.
And we're expecting, especially in today's environment, we're expecting a high return on investment for low effort.
Low effort.
Wow. And the more gifted you are, the more challenging it is.
This is so good. Because I do think that there's so much that was in this, that has been in the episode thus far, that people can resonate with, and they can touch it, taste it, feel it. You know, it's not ethereal. It's not theory.
Abstract.
It's not abstract.
Right.
It's like no.
This is an
right
actual person who has lived what he's talking about.
Boom.
Corroborated by all the episodes before this, when we told y'all the same stuff. Okay.
And it's not out of reach.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not out of reach. One of the things I always say to people is this phrase, stewarding your story, right? There are experiences that punctuate our lives. And some of those experiences are the cheat code for somebody else to have victory or experience transformation. But what many of us don't do is the work that's required for them to gain access to that genius.
Right.
And you just putting down the notes was the work that created the book. But before the book, it was just a set of experiences in note form that you were sharing with other people. But that sometimes is the work. And we don't value what we're going through enough to document it. Like I shared before, I had a client his whole thing was, I'm retired now, but I have so much experience. I do not want it to just go to the grave with me. So he's putting out content every week. His podcast's not going viral.
Right.
But he said, this is my video legacy.
Right.
Yeah.
That anybody can access. It is searchable, indexed across YouTube and Google.
Wow.
And it's him valuing what he knows he has experienced enough to actually do the work.
Exactly.
And this is where we come back to our audience again, looking at it from the perspective of the results are the results are the results. And your actions determine the results that you get. But why would you even take those actions? It's something bigger. It's the way that you think. It's the way that you feel around the things that you're going to be doing. And some of what Pierre has shared today hopefully resonates and allows you to kind of dig a little deeper in your own story to find what are those inflection points for you.
Right.
Because the way you show up and how you invest in this current season is going to determine the results that you get.
You got to, just really quick, you have to determine, despite the algorithm, but despite some of the vanity metrics that are out there, you have to determine what your personal KPIs are, your personal key performance indicators.
Love it.
I was just about to say that.
Have to. For me,
I love this energy right now.
Let me tell y'all, for me, because I was one of my a former student of mine. We had lunch. He's big time. He's an orthopedic surgery resident at the University of Minnesota.
Come on,
big time superstar. And he asked me. He said, what's the indicator that you've made it? And we're having dinner.
Yeah.
And I said, well, there's a couple ways that you can look at it, like that you've reached this pinnacle. I said, one way to look at it is price. Like people in my industry, you bringing in 20, 25, 30K a 45-minute speech, you're doing something.
You're doing something.
So that's one way to look at it. I said the other way to look at it is you become the person that influential decision makers call when they have to make a decision. People might not know your name, but when...
Let me call Pierre. Yeah, let me call Tiana.
Let me just call them. That's that through line, and they not only do they call, in many cases the money is wired before they call because
that's understood. Right.
And I said to him, but you want to know, man, a big KPI for me. My kids watch my videos, man.
Yeah, I knew it. Listen,
my kids.
Come on.
My kids want to hear me speak.
Wow.
Come on.
That's when, they're a tough crowd. We're talking about two 17-year-old and 15-year-old girls. They're a tough crowd.
Yeah.
No one thinks you're less cool than your children.
No one.
Real talk.
No one. They want to hear.
Wow.
We'll be watching something and they say, Dad, you would have said that better.
Wow. Ooh. Highest compliment.
Dad, you would have ended that better than that. And for me, I have made it.
Yes.
No, that's
I have made
gold.
it.
That's right.
That's if I never get a video that goes viral.
Come on.
If I don't make Adam Grant money, Adam Grant makes $100,000 a speech.
A speech, yeah.
If I don't those things, I've done a good job. Man.
Yeah.
To be clear, you'll take those things if they come.
Oh, absolutely. we are not minimizing.
Right.
But you know, I was talking to a mentor of mine, and I was just chatting. I was like, I've got Thursdays is date night for me and Kanik, but we couldn't do date night that Thursday night, so we did a date lunch. And I was just like, I got date lunch. He's like, oh, date lunch, that's so cool. That's cool. He's like, no, we do date day. I said, oh.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. We have a day.
Yeah.
It's a date day now.
Period.
I work. He has a whole different concept of Sabbath and rest and all that stuff. He's not part of our faith tradition, but he's like, no. 1 day a week. Yeah. And the first couple hours is like business, talking about plans and different things. The rest of it is romantic, massage.
Come on.
Exercise, go for a walk.
Yeah.
And sometimes they will even fly somewhere.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Date day.
That's and that was a KPI for him.
That's what I'm saying is so I as you were talking, I was just like, there are levels.
There are levels to this.
There are levels. I'm sitting there like, okay. Date lunch because I'm an entrepreneur. Not many people could do that. So I do consider myself lucky to be able to randomly just say, hey, let's go for lunch.
Right.
The two of us, just the two of us.
Right.
So I do consider myself privileged to be able to do that. But as soon as I said, he's like, no. I'm not trying to throw shade, but I just want you to recognize,
I just want you to know what's possible.
Yeah. And I'm like, and then that changes the goal line for me. I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a date day.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We gonna take the helicopter. We're going to play.
Right.
Oh,
that's excellent.
Come on, I was just like, sir, you have opened my mind.
Thank you for your service.
I have been aiming low, and I will adjust that. But I think but I'm just speaking to your point of everybody has some KPIs, but there is that thing that quote unquote made it. But if it's got to be a bedrock, it can't be external, it can't be vanity.
Can't be.
It's got to be
and
something
it can't really be things that you can't necessarily control.
Agreed.
Right. So a lot of times when we were in public health, we're creating these logic models, and they're like, okay, how are we going to measure success? Like, what are the outcomes that we're going to be looking for in order to say that we have done the thing that we intended to do?
Right.
And this happened so many times in the first couple of weeks in those classes where we would be like, if 1,000 people show up, then we did what we were supposed to do. And they were like, how are you going to make 1,000 people show up?
How do you control that? Yeah.
You can't control that.
So good.
That is not a good measure of your success.
Oh, that's so good.
What did you actually intend to do?
Yeah.
Was it to get 1,000 people in the room, or was it to teach people how to manage their diabetes and hypertension?
Boom.
Did you teach anybody to manage their diabetes and hypertension? Did the people in the room, when they completed the post survey, were they able to accurately identify the things that they're going to need to do in order to manage their health?
Yeah.
That's how you will know that you succeeded, not because 1,000 of them were in the room.
And I love this. I love this because we just did Vision and Dreamers conference. You were one of our speakers. We had a goal, but that weekend flights were garbage. That's
I almost didn't make it.
That was completely.
It was anybody who did make it. It felt like a miracle.
It felt like a miracle
that y'all were there.
And it was completely out of our control. We had So if that was
the metric for success, then everyone would have felt like a failure, and it would have totally affected the way that we put it on.
Boom,
right?
Your delivery.
The delivery would be different.
Yeah.
Everyone would leave feeling defeated, as opposed to the huge success that it was in reality.
Exactly.
Right? Being able to pivot when speakers didn't show up and all this different stuff. All of that stems from the way that you're looking at it, the way that you're perceiving what's happening. So it's huge for you to determine what is going to mark my success. And I think it should start as small as you possibly can.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about, okay, if I need to consistently put out a piece of content every 7 days in order for the people who are looking to determine that I have something fresh and new to offer, make that the mark of success.
That's it.
It's not about who engages with it afterwards. It's just the fact that you actually did it.
Good.
You have succeeded by putting it out. You did it. And that is enough.
That's good.
Let that be enough.
I've done. I sometimes hesitate. I'm like, man, I should probably send Taina the notes, because
he never does.
I'm not sending you notes ever, because my God, the way you landed that thing, I'm done. We want to give you an opportunity to kind of share, where people can find you, follow you, what you got coming up next, if there's anything that they can support. Because as people watch the episode, we want to make sure that they can kind of find your ecosystem and your digital footprint as well.
My social media of choice is LinkedIn.
Come on.
That's where I live, work, and play. There's not a lot of Pierre Quinns on LinkedIn. So
you are correct.
In the words of Coach Deion Prime, I ain't hard to find.
Coach Prime.
Yeah. And that's the updates on all the things that I'm doing with my life. I'm in the midst of some of my digital footprint being transformed. So in the meantime and in between time, LinkedIn is all the updates on all the things that I'm doing as a speaker, as a coach, and in executive development.
Nice.
Love it, man. We can't thank you enough. This was a phenomenal conversation. So many nuggets of wisdom. I want to pose a little challenge to our audience right now. Is what is something you can do within the next 7 days that will enable you to fulfill on this goal, right? Of being present with content, whatever that looks like. It could be, content is whatever, y'all. We talked about content being pictures, and it could be a video. It could be a caption. It could be something written. Content is all of these things. So definitely want to put that challenge out there for many of you. What would it look like for you to actually be consistent putting out content at least once a week? And what would you need to do that? Let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Of course, we want to make sure you guys are finding and following us as your hosts as well. And we'll put something on the screen right around now so you can see all three of our handles, and make sure you get at us if you want a DM, if you want a message, if you want a coaching session. Hey, listen, you can do that as well. Of course, the notes, the show notes, the episode guide, whatever you want to call it, we have those available for you in the school community. So we'll make sure that link is in the description as well. But man, this is good.
Yeah.
this was good.
Thank you so much for being
Appreciate
here and for sharing. It's been fantastic.
I'm gonna take 2 years to.
No. Not 2 years. We got to have you back again. But man, this has been another episode of the How It All Works podcast, and I am your host, Kirk Nugent.
I'm Taina Nixon,
and today we had with us Pierre Quinn. We're excited that you guys are finding, that you're following, that you are watching, and we're hoping that you now understand how it all works. We'll see you guys in the next one.